broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey guys, welcome into another episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians After Show, right here on AfterBuzzTV.com, streaming live on Sunday night, January 31st. It's about 9:15 p.m. Pacific time. Little I Love LA in the background because we were talking the Great Kris tonight on Keeping Up with the Kardashians After Show, where they, of course, record I Love My Friends, the remix from 30 years later. I'm Bobby, that's Frankie across the way, our Sterling and Nick. Whole house is here today. Whole house. Except for Luna. How's Luna doing?
She's doing spectacular.
Anything else?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, at Iggy Luna, she has an Instagram. I said I wouldn't do it, and I caved, and she has an Instagram now.
Is Iggy just like a IG
I guess
thing,
it's,
or is
yeah,
her
I guess
first
it's
name
what
Iggy?
they call. No, her first name is Luna.
Okay. I'm glad we could
It's
clear
not.
that up.
Yeah, it's not like
Is it like
IGGY Luna.
Yeah.
Italian gray?
I don't know why. I think it's IG Iggy. Iggy Luna on Instagram. Give her a follow. She'll follow you back.
How many followers does she have right now?
625.
Whoa, hang on.
Okay, well, she followed me back.
We
Mom,
both
right?
posted the same selfie. She got more likes. Is that embarrassing or
Dang.
embarrassing?
How do people find a dog on Instagram?
It's an Italian Greyhound like pack. They like follow and like, and they're like, oh my god, cute, and I'm like, yeah.
Will Luna follow me back?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll follow
She
her.
probably already follows you.
I don't think so.
Back to Kardashian.
All right. This is just wild. Hey, what do you guys want to talk about today? We got a little bit of Scott, a little bit of Lamar, not really, but the storylines around it, so I'm sure we're going to get into it. A little bit of Chris's birthday, a little bit of Corey Gamble. I want to start with Corey.
Let's start with Corey.
Because, there's two ways to go with this, and I'll be interested in what you guys have to say, because parallel number one is this dude's being super needy. He's acting like a 10-year-old.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Parallel
Yeah, he
number
is.
two is
Sorry, sir.
this is a created storyline, and you're not, I don't buy a word of it. Where do you guys fall on that spectrum? Or is there something I'm not taking into account?
He's being needy. Let's get real.
He was like borderline annoying,
Yes.
like
Yeah,
half
I
the time. Like when you're working in your concentration, and someone's just like, hey, poke.
Yeah.
You just want to slap them. I'm surprised Kris didn't.
He just wants her to take a chill pill, relax.
But no, because
He
you
wants
know
to
who
kiss
this
her
is.
with his eyes open.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
creepy.
like that's weird. That's so
Creepy.
weird.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sold on Corey yet, but I mean,
No.
I like his intention of wanting her to like chill out and get a massage and that sort of stuff, because she should. But during that time, especially with all the Lamar stuff, like I don't even know how you can relax.
That's why it seems so fake, because the serious stuff's going on, and she's really busy, and there's serious things, and Corey's like, hey, do you want some chips? And it's like, wait, what?
No, let's take a 1-2 punch. I'm sorry, bro. That's not a thing. No one ever has said that before. She's like, that sounds dangerous.
We're going to help you relax with a 1-2 punch, a massage. I'm like, what?
What is that?
Sure. And then she's like talking about attorneys and stuff at the party, and he's like, do you want some popcorn, maybe a drink?
Hey, awkward moment of the day, Corey and Caitlyn.
That was so. Wait, you think that was the
man.
first time? No, because she said you remember.
Yeah.
And Caitlyn was just like, yep.
It's probably been a while since they last saw each other.
That was aggressive, I think, for Caitlyn to go and sit down there. Like,
And she
she saw
sat
an ex with someone else. Are
closer.
you about to go sit at the table with that? I don't know. I think it's aggressive.
Girl's got to sit when she's wearing those.
I guess.
Apparently, as Caitlyn found out. Corey, first off, I can't stop imagining him without the goatee, and I don't know why. And I think he'd look weird without the facial hair.
That's so funny that you say that, because I was trying to picture him without
There
the
you go.
goatee too.
I don't even remember what facial
I
hair he
He's
had.
I
He's
don't
got a
even remember
goatee.
what he looks like now.
Wait, who's Corey? No.
Second, more importantly, Corey Gamble, keep up, y'all.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Second, more importantly, I feel like any time, whether it's younger man, older woman, or vice versa, or anything, when you date somebody who's a couple decades older than you, you have to be careful, or you have to be aware of the fact that just naturally, no matter what happens, no matter how you are, on some level, if you do certain behaviors, they're gonna look down on you. And it just felt like, for a second, Kris was mom, Corey was like kid. She was like, you gotta go
and
away.
she's already so set in her ways, and there's really no point even trying to change that at this point.
Yeah.
Right.
When she's been in the industry for 30 years.
Yeah, like
plus,
this
maybe?
isn't new. Look,
Yeah.
he knew who he was getting involved with. She's not the she is running a successful empire.
Yeah.
Is this the time to take a break? Is she really that stressed out? I mean, yeah, you're busy, I get that, but you really?
What
It just doesn't seem...
did y'all think about him changing her car?
That's what I was just about to say.
Complete change.
Aggressive.
I
Yeah.
liked it.
I mean, I loved how the car looked, but I don't think that she liked it.
She was like, "Oh, it was white, and now it's not at all."
Well, it was like a classy, like glamorous white, and then now it's like matte black, all blacked out, which is, I would personally love that car.
Cool,
But
but
if I was like,
you're in LA,
60.
like, have we never seen a black? I just didn't seem like, wow, like this is what you did for me. Like they can do anything, get anything. Is that really like the biggest wow thing?
Yeah.
Should have gone to Wine Country in Temecula or something. That
Yeah.
would have been a great birthday date.
I love Temecula.
Yeah.
But
Go
Kris
ahead.
was also saying that her lack of enthusiasm was because she's not used to being surprised. Which kind of sucks because that's kind of a blow
That
at...
was absolutely...
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a blow, but it's also like they were married for 700 years, so like at some point...
700 years.
Like it's not so much about being surprised every day as it is about the consistency of like being together for decades, and that's a different value.
Yeah.
So sure, I mean, at the end, like Caitlyn and Kris for sure, like it got bad, obviously. But I don't know if it was, I didn't interpret it as that much of a blow, and just like Kris was so set in her ways forever, and then Corey comes along and he's younger, she's dating, it's not, official, legal, whatever, it's totally different.
Yeah. I think the whole point of the whole Corey part of him trying to help her out was supposed to be cute, but it just didn't really translate that well. I think he's supposed to come in as a breath of fresh air, give her these little surprises, show that he's a good boyfriend, blah, blah, but it just didn't really translate in the episode. It came off as needy and it came off as annoying. But I don't think it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Do you think, I can't remember what the storyline was, but last week or 2 weeks ago or something, we were talking about how one of the storylines seemed like an add-on at the end, and they were just like, oh, they got footage, let's add it in. I can't remember what it
Kylie's
was.
housewarming party?
Yes, maybe that was the one.
Yeah.
And do you think that was the case with Corey? They started on this storyline, they were going to arc this story with Corey and Kris, and then Scott happened, and then Lamar happened.
Yeah,
and then it was like, and then they didn't have enough footage for Lamar because they stopped filming, but they also had to fill out the show, and they had all this Corey stuff, and it was like,
that's a good
can we still do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they did that random conversation in our office, and then after they announced the Lamar stuff, he was like, hey, you remember that conversation we had 2 months ago?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it and get
that
a
was
massage.
not planned at all.
Yeah.
I was just starting to like him too. Like I thought he was funny. I thought he was like awkwardly genuine and like was doing good with the kids and everything. But I at this point, I asked you, I was like, is he still actually with her? What's the status?
I still like him.
He is.
You do?
What did you guys think
Yeah.
about him calling her the love of his life?
Well, he's 21 years old.
Wait, how old is he again?
He's
For real?
30. He's like
36.
33, 36.
Okay. He had the grays
So
in his beard.
she's got 25-ish years
Stressful
on
being
him.
a part of that family. It's stressful.
She's got like 25 years on him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
nothing,
No, it's fine. I'm just for the record. If
that's
he's
a lot.
30
No, I mean, I'm not. It is fine, but I do
She's
think
had
like
3
No.
kids
There's
of her lives
generation
in that amount of
gaps.
time.
She's had 6 kids.
6 kids. I mean, you can't even talk about your favorite TV show growing up. You want to talk about a song? Like, there's a disconnect there.
Yeah.
That's hard, I think, for I think that makes a relationship even harder.
And it's hard because God bless Kris Jenner. She tries so hard to be young. We see it. We've seen it for 10 seasons. She's not young. She shouldn't be. She shouldn't be doing the club thing or any of that stuff. She shouldn't be following the girls. And God bless her, the matte black Range Rover. Like, that is so cool for somebody Corey's age or our age. Sterling is like, I want that car.
I want that car.
But
so
when you're 60 and you see it, you're like,
what about my pearly white one?
I know.
that's such a disconnect. The other thing with her too, it's like, it's one thing to tell somebody to relax if you work for a company, or if you're Khloe as part of the empire and you're
Right.
working and you need to take some time off, like that her arc has been the last couple weeks. If you're Kris, this is your empire. This is literally your baby. You built it. You pitched the show to E 12 years ago or whatever the thing started. Like, you've done this entire thing. So when some relatively young guy comes in new in a year and he's like, hey, you should relax.
Right.
It's probably like, no, well, fuck you. Like,
Yeah, he doesn't
I have
know
a thing.
anything from anything and how this empire is built, and that she is the fuel behind it. Without her, she wants to go take a break for a week. It's like, what is everyone else? Although I do always wonder at this point in their career how they always act like she is so hands-on. Like, you booked me for too much. Do we really think she's making all? I mean, she has these offices. I'm sure she has other people.
I think she has final say on everything. Because I think she has managed the brand of it so much. There's who knows how many people work for him, but she gets final say on absolutely everything. Almost to the point of every selfie these girls send out,
she's on it. And
I think it is so.
I mean, they definitely all have their individual teams and people who manage them more on a like day-to-day basis. But I think at the end of the day, she's doing all the bookings, getting everything done.
And that's the whole consistent. I mean, I hate the word brand. It's such a stupid business word. But like that's the whole consistent brand. Like everything they've been able to put out. And the younger girls and Kylie and Kendall are a little bit different with what they do and how old they are. But especially with the older girls, man, it is the Kris Jenner show behind the scenes.
Yeah.
She's, I don't know. So when Corey comes in and he's like, hey, you should relax. She's like, well, not relaxing made us how many hundreds of millions of dollars?
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick to this. Thanks, Corey.
You can't take advice from anyone who wears socks in their sandals at a spa.
Shoebie. He's a shoebie waiting for a fist pump, not getting it. He's a shoebie. Yeah, that was weird. And I was like, while you're getting a massage and like getting romantic, and he's like, I bet you have a lot of smelly people up there. I'm like, I don't know, you're in a couple's massage room like, right now.
Can you think of one
anything
other
else?
More,
anything
else?
else?
Or how about this? Silence.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's nice.
I like that. Oh, Corey. He just needs to grow up. He's a little young too, I feel like. But then again, he works with Justin Bieber.
It's really easy for him to tell her to relax when he hasn't experienced nearly as much success as she has. You know what I mean?
And also, what is it? I still just don't. I just don't understand or know what he really does.
So he's Scooter Braun's
tour manager.
So all of his artists, when they go on tour,
he sets it up. This is what's
happening. He's like under Scooter Braun.
Oh wow, okay.
So Justin Bieber and Tori Kelly.
Yeah. And that's about it.
That's it. Yeah.
Cool.
So,
girl.
Yeah, so I mean, hey, more power to him. I don't know that world at all. I'm sure he does great work, but you know,
big fan of his work.
Huge fan of that Justin Bieber tour. I didn't go see, but it's a little bit different with Kris. Moving on, what do you guys want to do? Kim, thank you for taking these wonderful notes, Frankie. Let's see what we got here. I didn't see the episode tonight, but I'll summarize. Do you guys want to do Kim at the hospital? Do you want to do Khloe? Here's the Khloe quote of the week. Quote, being fat saved me from being a whore in life.
And also being married.
Also, is that good advice or ridiculous?
What?
Everything I need in the cloud.
Suri has recorded everything you just said, so I don't. That was weird.
What the hell is Suri going to do?
She
with
has
that?
recorded everything in the cloud.
She's English. So.
Wow.
What's her advice? Be fat? Is that what
Be
you're
fat
saying?
and you won't be a hoe.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard of some fat people that are still doing some things. So I don't know. I don't know that that's really sound advice. I'm not going to do that to these people. Bob?
Names. No,
I don't know. I don't think that's real serious advice at all. I think
she was just joking.
Yeah.
I don't know. I took it pretty seriously. I wrote it down.
Good. Anyway.
Yeah. I got nothing on Khloe. She didn't do very much.
She was making fun of Courtney. That was kind of funny because everyone makes fun, you know.
Yeah, she does a really good Courtney impression.
Yeah.
But like, how do you not? Because I mean, it's like Bible, not that hard. Like
seriously?
That was pretty good, wasn't it?
That was pretty good. I'm not gonna...
The serious thing about Khloe, but we didn't see her for it, was Lamar.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what goes on with Lamar in real life. Like all of us, all you guys at home have seen this whole thing. We don't see any of it today. I wonder at what point do we start seeing stuff? It's interesting to hear, looking back though, how Kris was telling the story, how she was in the hospital room and said, hi honey, and Lamar was like, hi ma, that sort of stuff. The way it was given out in the media, he was close to death, which obviously it sounds like he was, but he was in a coma, not talking, no brain function, whatever. So to hear that he was already speaking a week after is actually better than I thought it was going to be.
I agree, but I thought the same thing, and then I did the timeout, and I'm like, okay, so they started 2 weeks, didn't say 2 weeks after, so I guess if we had just picking up the camera, she had already lived through the whole, what we were seeing day by day, hour by hour, so but I did think the same thing. I'm like, whoa, he's already talking, and everything's cool.
Yeah, the whole timeline is really weird to me, because wasn't last week, in August? Or no? It was later.
Yes. No, it was definitely the summer.
It was definitely end of summer, and now
Lamar,
we're in October.
Yeah, this was the first week of October.
I definitely think they chop around.
Oh, for sure.
Because it wouldn't make any sense.
Chris's birthday is November 5th.
Yeah. I remember that
October
weekend.
12th, yeah. So it's like a whole month, really.
Yeah, the timing is strange. The way that they're going to do this is strange. I know they want to be probably really sympathetic to Lamar anyway, so they're probably not going to do very much.
Do you like how they introed that when they we went to break, it was right at the half, and then they put up the...
Yeah, I wasn't even expecting that. I know we had previously, wondered if how they were going to show this and portray this in the show, and I wasn't expecting it.
They didn't sensationalize it. You can argue about afterwards if they are now because it's still a storyline, but like right there, they didn't. After the break, we talk Lamar Odom.
Right.
Yeah, it was just like
I
unexpected.
did see a lot of things before this episode today,
Like
actually
teasers?
on TV.
Did you
teasers with Lamar's name and Chris was saying, I think he just needs to hear the voices of family in the room or something like that. I saw that a bunch on TV. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't watching TV today, but I didn't see any this week, like promo clips that they do. I didn't see any Lamar ones, so that's
I saw the
interesting.
promo clips, but it was the part where they're talking about Scott's rehab, but they didn't say a name. They were just like, he needs help, blah, 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 but it was about Scott, not Lamar.
Do you guys think they're going to cover Lamar's story differently than Scott's? Should it be treated differently?
Yeah, well, Scott's like part of the show. He's a character on the show, and Lamar's not. So, and he's even like voiced that he doesn't ever want to be recorded for it or whatever, but they can use phone calls because that's not his image. So I don't know if that changes now.
I think, Lamar's will be through the point of view of how Chloe's dealing with it. Compared to Scott, I think they report straight on how he is, how he's dealing with it.
Because he's an actual
sometimes see
character.
him popping in.
Right, but I mean, maybe asked differently. Scott is, at this time when they were filming these things, Scott was obviously not nearly as in dire straits as Lamar was, not nearly as touch and go. Scott walked out on children, like wanted to, legitimately walked out on his kids, whereas Lamar had this problem for a long time. And he's no angel. He was cheating on Khloe the entire time. But Lamar had this problem the whole time with addiction, and it finally came to a head. Do you think Lamar will be portrayed more sympathetically than Scott will?
I think it's all up to the view. I don't know, portrayed-wise, I don't know, actually. I think it's up to the viewer.
Yeah, I feel like we just hear phone calls really from him whenever he does pop in, so I feel like they're not really going to go in depth on it. Just you might hear comments like we did the rest of the episode, whereas, like you said, Scott's always in there, so it's a bigger conversation, bigger
I feel like
image.
they take Scott's stuff, especially now that he's in rehab, I feel like they take all that pretty seriously. So you, as a viewer, feel sympathetic. Like that whole conversation with Kim and Courtney, like you feel bad for Scott in that moment because it sounds like he's trying. But then when you just hear about him going off and doing the same stuff that he always does, then that's on him. Like that you can't be sympathetic towards that.
I just saw, I think it was last week's episode of Cocktails with Khloe, and he made an appearance on there, and he was sober on the show. He wasn't drinking. Everyone else, it's like her thing, they're drinking Cocktails with Khloe. And the title, it was something in regards to, like, the episode title was something about him being sober for it. So I guess he's not only back in the family, doing well, and sober.
Did you find that episode really awkward?
Yes, I found every episode so far very awkward.
It was almost like very uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
It was Scott, it was Tyga.
Jenna Marbles was so uncomfortable and not supposed to be. It felt like
she was so out of place. It was very difficult to watch.
Okay, I thought the same thing.
We said this last week on this show. I said these exact words. This Cocktails with Khloe will succeed if they go outside the Kardashian realm and get actual people. And I'm not saying Jenna Marbles is not an actual person, but I am saying there's a huge difference between the YouTuber crowd and the television crowd.
Yeah.
Even reality TV, even crappy stuff like the Kardashians. And if Jenna Marbles cannot make that transition, and maybe she can't or she couldn't on this episode, like that's a big jump to make. And if she's your best get from outside the family, you have Malika on there. You have what's her name from Rich Kids of Beverly Hills, which is another show.
And also someone who's not entertaining.
I think here's the thing. I think it's hard.
No, the other girl.
Morgan Stewart, was that it?
Yeah, it was.
It's a hard commit for someone that's looking, because why would someone go on? Usually PR. They're trying to do. That's why people go on talk shows. I think it's a hard commit to say, let's go on Cocktails with Khloe. It's very unformatted. You don't know what they're going to ask you. It's uncontrolled. And for anyone that actually has status and is worried about themselves or their brand, you don't know what she's going to bring up. And maybe you don't want to talk about sex or weird, awkward things like they're going to talk about in their living room.
I also found it really awkward between Scott and Khloe because they kept
about
having sex with each other and like being together, and they kept like referring back to how everyone always thought that they were together or whatever. And she like definitely played on that. He definitely played on that. And they even made that comment that was like, Khloe was like a problem in my relationship because she's so awesome. She said she would be such a good mother. She's such a
Wasn't
good
Malika? Someone reacted. They were like, "What are you saying right now?"
And he was like, and then I'd go home and Courtney like wouldn't even give me a glass of water, and I'm like, oh god,
oh boy.
It's almost just like you see that the real version of them. Yeah, when we see them chopped up and cut in an episode, it's great. But when you see them for 45 minutes straight being videoed like Big Brother or whatever, it's not so great. It's kind of uncomfortable, and I can see where they could clip bits, but the whole thing is like awkward.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch
Yeah, it's
this.
worth
It would have been. I
awkward
liked
watch
the
for
first
sure.
episode way better than that one. I just found
Agreed.
this one was very awkward
Jenna
and
Marbles
uncomfortable.
specifically.
Yes.
And I'm a fan of her. I think she's funny. And
I think
fine.
she's great too. I think she's wonderful at what she does.
Yeah.
But what she does is not free format
Not
television.
panel. Yeah. Like.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, and it's not her. The problem isn't her. The problem's Khloe. The problem is the show.
It's the,
But the whole thing about it, like, you have to get somebody out of your depth. Guess what? Watch What Happens Live does it. Andy Cohen can do it. Now, maybe that's years of relationships, but Watch What Happens Live talks about housewives, and they get actors on there. They get legitimately talented people who watch the damn Housewives every week. I guarantee there are legitimately talented people who do it with the Kardashians. I know for a fact Jennifer Lawrence does.
Yeah.
So how do you not get somebody like Jennifer Lawrence to do something like this? You know, I know that's a big stretch and she's huge, but like that's the way.
No,
you have
I
to
know,
think.
but that's the competition out there. They're
Yeah.
getting people like her on their show.
Khloe was on Watch What Happens Live, and she talked about how she's gonna not have all Kardashians on her show and how it's gonna be
Well,
outside.
she ain't doing a good
Proof
job of that
brand,
week
blah, blah, blah,
one.
and it's
Yeah.
totally every single week. It's. I mean, the first week it was just Kendall,
Yeah.
but the second week was Scott, Tyga, Malika.
So you got and Morgan Stewart, who's in the family because she's on E.
Yeah.
So you got one person, Jenna Marbles, who's not a
Who-
Kardashian
It's
realm.
just
It was-
reality.
it was
I
a
think
train
reality
wreck.
stars are the only people that will do well on the show because they will say anything and talk about any story to get the view. Everyone else who cares about it, why do it? There's no plot. I don't see a pro
then
to
if you're
doing
gonna
the show.
if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna go reality stars, and I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
Either if you have something to plug and you're really open, then an actor can go on there. I'm trying to think of an actor who would be a good fit. But if not, if you're gonna just do reality stars, bring Farrah Abraham on next week.
please
You need
don't.
people like that. Those are the kind of people you need because they're controversial and they're making news. And otherwise, it's
Amy
like
Schumer might be good for an act. I feel like she'll
Absolutely.
go
I mean,
down and talk about whatever.
what's the alternative? Are you
you know
gonna
what?
bring
They
on?
should
Are you gonna
have-
bring on Khadijah next week?
She should have
Who's gonna
Chelsea
watch?
Handler because I was watching Chelsea's Netflix. She's
Down
for-
with Chelsea's
Chelsea
down.
does.
Chelsea does.
And there's one of her episodes that was on technology, and then part of her thing is a panel, and then it's other stuff. But Khloe was on her little dinner table panel. So then she should.
Do you
Should have
think-
Chelsea Handler and Heather McDonald on.
Well,
at the
that's what I was
same
going to
day.
say. Because now that Heather McDonald and Kris are obviously tight for a while, now that thing's going on between Heather and Chelsea, do you think Chelsea's going to say no to anything Kardashian?
I don't know. They should just have them both on for ratings.
yeah, I think so. That will get the ratings.
I'll tell you who to bring on. The other big person is Justin Bieber. He's going to be terrible on a live panel show because
Terrible.
he's just a terrible interview.
Terrible.
But, like, why not bring somebody like, at least that's
Yeah.
a name.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't know. I mean, I'm probably being too critical of him. I think we do the after show on AfterBuzz. They have a Cocktails with Khloe
They
after
do.
show.
They do.
They do.
I
was
can't
just
even
talking about
imagine what they talk about. But, you know, hey, what do we talk about? Nothing.
Nothing.
Talking about Cocktails with Khloe. So
We just talked about their show. Shoot, there you go.
So that's
Era.
Khloe's storyline. Kim, hospital, doctor's pregnant. We get it. She struggles with pregnancy. We see it again. Part
She's
2.
fat. You're gaining weight really quick.
Happy
10 pounds
pregnant
away.
birthday.
That was cool. I thought that was a funny idea of Kanye to actually like make everyone dress like her and also put on the baby bump. If you're gonna make a surprise party, she definitely knew about
Everybody
it.
dressed like her. The men dressed nice. Kanye dressed like a college kid.
His line. That's
sweatshirt and t-shirt.
Easy season 2. Easy
yeah, it's
2.
easy.
Get real. Get with
Easy.
it.
Wait a minute. That white sweatshirt
Is
is
definitely
totally
part
him.
of his season 2.
how much does that sell for? $100?
Probably
Thousands.
$595 at Barney's.
I would say 1,000.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
No,
And that
he
was
has some
even a nicer one.
ridiculously
It didn't have
priced
any
stuff.
holes in it.
Oh yeah, that was the high collection.
Yeah.
That's your nightwear. So.
Jenna Marbles sounding great right now. Wow.
Yeah.
I with the one thing about Kim that I thought was hilarious in this episode was when they were gonna record the song for Kris. Kim says, "I hate hearing myself," but you guys remember in 2011 Jam? That was horrible.
She's probably even traumatized.
I hope
That,
so.
that could
like-
be what
I
happened.
hope so.
Oh, that
She's
makes
probably like,
sense.
do you guys remember Cam? This is not my strong suit.
True.
Yeah,
I haven't heard the actual. You said the video of. I haven't actually seen.
You need to watch
that
the
on the
remake.
Kardashian websites, right? Like exclusively.
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
It's on
Oh, it
Kim's.
is?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like on Kim's YouTube channel or something.
Okay.
Which one, Jam or the?
No,
I Love My
the
Friends
I Love
or-
My Friends, the remix.
I need
You
to
gotta
watch
watch
that. I
this
haven't
thing.
seen it.
I remember the first time I watched the original one. Do you guys remember where you were the first time you watched the original I Love My Friends?
No.
No.
I
This is
don't,
a
Bob,
seminal.
You do not.
Was I alive?
actually-
I wasn't even alive then.
No. This is like a seminal moment in everyone's life.
No, in your life.
No, in
I
everybody's life.
hate to break
I
this. to you.
really don't think it's
No,
that serious.
no. And this is Kardashian fans. who
Yeah.
could
I'm
say.
just gonna tell you guys, Kris is brilliant. Like, this is brilliant performance art. The first video is absurd, totally absurd, and the second one goes so far over the top of that. You guys have seen it.
No, I actually haven't.
The new one
The
with
new
the girls?
one.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
You gotta watch it.
All right.
You have to watch the new one. It's like you'll cry. It's just like perfectly like it comes together after 30 years. I'm getting
Bob, you're very
emotional.
emotionally connected.
just getting
to
emotional
the
right now.
video. Okay.
I'm sorry. It just yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to watch it. Great. Put the link in the description below so I can see it, you guys. I
Yeah.
don't want to have to
Research or
Yeah.
anything. Jeez.
It's phenomenal. I really think it's the best thing they've ever done. And we know the Kardashian family loves making music.
Funny how they
videos.
cut. So did they end up actually cutting the other two out? Oh, they know.
I'd have to go back and listen because when you're not.
When it's just like group singing.
Okay,
it
so you
doesn't
don't really.
sound.
They
yeah.
probably brought in some actual singers
They
in the
probably,
background.
yeah. There's definitely some
Yeah.
auto tuning
Yeah.
and stuff going on.
That poor recording artist, that recording studio guy.
Oh,
He's
they like takes his
they're
job
like, can we listen to it? He was like,
seriously.
yeah.
Here we
great,
go.
guys.
This is my
Okay.
name on this track. Oh,
I don't know.
fuck.
I mean, for all we know, he's having Ashley Simpson come in, and compared to her, maybe the Kardashians are
That's
better.
true. We don't know what he's mastering in there.
I said it. Fight me.
Oh, I loved
You're
Ashley
not a
Simpson.
fan. You're
you
not.
cannot
Her
see
one
it.
album.
Simpson, Invisible.
Her one her one
okay.
album was so good. It's like memories.
Ashley Simpson is the one who lip synced on Saturday Night
Yes,
Live.
and then ran
lot
off
of-
the stage,
Yes.
I believe.
After
Yeah.
doing a jig.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, the awkward G. You've seen that, right?
No, it's not. I refuse to know what you're talking about.
Oh, that's worth a Google. I remember
is.
where I
That
was
is
when I saw
worth
that
it.
video. I'll
There you
tell you
go.
that much.
It's just like that, but it's
Okay.
Chris's I Love LA. There you go.
Understandable. Yeah.
What else you guys want to talk about tonight?
How cute was P saying that she had tiny feet?
Did I have my tiny feet? I was like, oh
The
my god.
kids are always my favorite part of every
Same.
episode. Just even that one look back from Rain. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That's why I watched this whole hour.
That's why I'm sitting through this.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice the kids, so I'm glad you guys are on the panel.
You didn't?
Nah.
But you noticed the goatee?
Yeah.
Odd.
The goatee's important.
Okay.
The goatee says a lot about Corey as a man.
Okay.
What does
Bobby?
it say?
Yeah, what do you pull from that?
Do you
It
want to grow a
says-
goatee?
No, I don't.
No.
I don't even know if I can.
I don't know if there's connection.
Yeah, I don't think there's connection. I look like a pirate. What does it say about Corey? It says you have to have been doing that for a long time.
So dedication. The
Dedication.
dedicated man.
He
But
is a
also,
loyal, dedicated man.
Loyal's good, but hold on.
Makes it a little dedicated man.
With tiny feet.
When you have that goatee and you don't give it up, like you got to mix it up every couple years anyways, because the longer you keep it,
Then it's as bad with change.
then
Yeah.
you can't get rid of it. Yeah, you can't get rid of it because it's one of your things. My baseball coach in college had the Tom Selleck mustache. He had it.
You really take note of people's
He had it.
facial
Well, no,
hair.
this is important. He had it for literally like 4 decades, and after a while, it's like you literally cannot shave it, or else you're a stranger.
Yeah, then who are you?
That's your identity.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Corey. I don't know how long he's had it, but it looks like a while because
I'm
it's.
Googling Corey Gamble without a goatee. Continue.
It's important.
And if you're gonna totally do cue ball on the head, like you gotta, the goatee is a nice.
So you don't just look like an egg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Great. Let's see. What do we got here?
He's pretty much always had it.
So if you guys are at home, you want to Google Corey Gamble. What did you Google?
Without
Corey Gamble,
a
no
goatee.
goatee.
No, without a goatee, actually. No.
It's probably there's probably a Photoshop out there where they just
In
brush it
recent
off.
history, he hasn't not had one. So,
Okay.
all right, we'll look into this later. I'm gonna
This
have to
is
do some
breaking
more
news, guys. This is what
investigation.
we investigate here.
Any news, gossip, anything you guys want to Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hang on. Speaking of news and gossip, let's go into it right now. If y'all want to run a little sound clip. There we go. What the hell's going on with Rob and Black Chyna?
Holy crap! I forgot about that. Great news.
Never asked.
mask.
Wow.
So he put up the Instagram of her talking, like joking about maybe carrying his baby or something like
There's
that.
just pictures of them
She's gonna carry on
FaceTiming.
the Kardashian name.
Now there's the arrest for drug possession.
Yeah, and then him driving 1,300 miles to pick her up.
Just imagine Rob Kardashian in a Bentley who doesn't like to leave his house.
Yeah.
In a Bentley, driving down I-10 from LA to Austin, Texas, which means he went through Riverside. He went through like Tucson. He went through El Paso. Like he went through a bunch of these
By
towns.
himself, chilling,
Just by himself.
going to collect his lady.
Rob Kardashian.
in the jailhouse.
48 hours ago, Rob Kardashian alone was driving through New Mexico.
I
like
mean,
you
that
could have been in New
It's just
Mexico.
love. That is love, ladies and gentlemen. That is love and
What
dedication.
the hell is going on?
Do you do
sorry.
you think we obviously we don't know too much about it, but do you think this is
Or
like
do
Black
we?
Chyna trying to get back at the Kardashians?
100%.
Like everyone's
100%.
saying.
No,
Something.
you think? I mean, there has to be some. Yeah,
There's
I do not
something.
think it's just a wonderful love story. I think there is something.
It's just so weird to me. Okay, so his little sister is 18 years old, is dating his girlfriend's
Yes.
baby mama.
Baby daddy.
Baby mama.
No,
Black Chyna's the baby mama.
No.
Tyga's baby mama.
No.
You said
He's
Kylie.
dating-
Kylie, he's dating.
Is dating
baby
Tyga.
mama's-
Kylie's
Baby
boyfriend's
daddy.
baby mama.
Okay,
Rob
how
is
you phrase
dating-
it for confusing.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Kylie's boyfriend's baby mama.
They all connected.
I think, but then again, hold on. But then again,
Which
there's-
is gross. Like they've all had intercourse.
Well, but
Yeah, that's a
Cut
whole lot of
together.
coitus mixing
Yes.
in there.
hold on, no. But you're missing the key relationship. The key relationship
what?
is Black Chyna best friends with Amber Rose, and Amber Rose and Kanye. Whatever the hell happened there, Kanye cannot shut up about her.
Yeah.
Kanye talks about her
Kanye
so
can't
much.
shut up
Well,
about a
wasn't Black
lot of
Chyna-
things in his.
But
you
Amber
know.
Rose, for real, he cannot stop talking about her. And then her Twitter, her tweet,
Yeah.
fingers in the booty.
Yeah.
Oh my, done.
Yeah. I'm not gonna.
Just really helping those rumors that Kanye is not straight.
Maybe the single. What's wrong with it if you were straight?
I'm just saying.
We're not going to get into a fingers in the booty conversation here on the AFTERBUZZ TV.
Sterling just turned red.
I'm not talking about this right now.
Greatest hashtag ever, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
TBH.
But greater than Wiz has cool pants.
yes.
I think it's a strong debate, either
100%.
one.
Because like Wiz and Kanye, like Kanye misunderstood the KK reference, so
Yeah.
the whole thing was screwed up.
That was
and then
just so
Amber,
weird.
Amber's like, I'm just gonna come in over the top. I'm gonna use an emoji, the perfect emoji. Like,
Never be the same.
Amber Rose
too
is my
good.
favorite. I still don't know what she does. Like I know she's
Yeah,
famous
I'm not
'cause she
quite
did
sure
Kanye.
either.
I'm not
It's
sure if she
like an
does.
appearances thing, like Scott does.
But like she's awesome. I think she's, and we were talking about this the other day. She's smarter than anybody is ever going to give her credit for because of her history, because of the way she looks, because of the things she says, things like this that she does, like, oh, Amber Rose is goofy and this and that. She's smart as a whip. She's really good with like sexual issues, like her angle on sex, progressivism and stuff is phenomenal. I think she's wonderful, but she will never get credit for it.
Yeah.
Just because of who she is and what she's done and what she looks like and stuff, the mainstream will always say, okay, well, she's, you know, Amber
Well,
Rose.
and Black Chyna and Kim were besties for a while,
Yeah.
but until Kylie started dating Tyga. And then Black Chyna was hating on Kylie, and
This
Kim
whole thing.
said,
This can't be real. This really cannot be
I feel like
real.
Black Chyna was
Chris is
somewhere.
like in a hole right now.
I could
Like,
imagine, yeah.
what the hell is
Chris's
happening?
empire that
She's
Corey tried to bring
she's
down
like,
with rest.
someone named Black Chyna is tearing down my empire. I don't know what to do.
My
Well,
gosh.
you know, to give him credit, Stefan Wallace, if y'all at home have been watching for more than a season, Stefan's come on as a fill-in when one of us hasn't been able to be here. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, but I think Stefan Wallace's big arc was if the Kardashian empire crumbles, it's going to be at the feet of Rob. He is the wild card.
Well, and also the fact that he holds the card to having the next Kardashian.
Yeah.
That is a
The
crazy
name.
thought.
That's a great point.
That's
carrying on
insane.
family
He
name.
literally is the key to that. So
That would just be
whoever
so
he-
weird because then there'd be an ancestral family if.
No,
had kids.
no. He's the man whose name will carry on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying if he and Black Chyna had kids, then it's just getting all
Yeah, that's
kind
all
of
funky. Yeah.
funky. Yeah.
Okay.
But he,
So let's
I mean,
not.
that's Stefan's thing. Like, if Rob would write a tell-all book, if Rob would do a reality
Yeah.
show, which Rob is now rumored to want a reality show with Black Chyna.
Oh no.
S. He has
I
not
don't think
avoided
he'll
the
do
spotlight unless the whole reason he was doing this was to separate himself from their brand and create his
And now
own.
this is like his
Maybe
perfect
he's learning
opportunity.
after them, and like this is how he's gonna prop up because he's never really had his own light.
So does that mean the sex tape is coming?
If he's taking a page out of their playbook, we should expect that anytime.
If you guys are Kris, Kim, Khloe, Kourtney, what do you do about this right now?
Well, Khloe took to Twitter, right, and then tried to play off her tweet that it wasn't necessarily
Like on a Friday night, kid, or whatever she said?
If I was any of them, I would have a strong conversation with him, and I would just sit in a room, and that you gotta get him under control, or else, like you said, he can unravel it all.
Well, it's that. Or the other way is you cut him off.
I think that almost
would
is
make
adding
it
fuel to the
worse,
fight. It's like
yeah.
keep your enemies close,
for
friends. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Enemy,
yeah, absolutely.
But you weigh the balance. You say, if we bring him in and make it closer with him, are we going to get
then
him
he
back?
knows more, and he could give more.
Or do we cut him off right now, and only he knows what he knows, and we just don't? He doesn't
you don't know
what
what he knows, though.
I
That's
feel like
it
he's not
depends.
even really that involved right now anyway.
People will listen to
them.
what he has to say if he opens his mouth.
And I
Every
think-
Instagram post gets so much attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because that family is so close, even though he's not involved publicly in any way, I think that he is still involved in every single little decision in the family because just the whole mantra of the family is everybody's in. They all got to be involved. And now it's like could
Is
be
he making
dangerous.
$0 though off of everything?
He's probably making like a couple $1,000s a month on socks. I really don't know. I have no frame of
Honestly.
reference. Where are the socks? Are they at Macy's?
I don't know, because once he launched the Happy Feet launch, and they're better priced and more, and I see those more often in any store than his line ever.
Socks is a good thing, man. That's a good angle, but like, I don't know if he did it right.
I don't think he did it right.
Yeah. I don't know. I assume he's making money, and I'm sure he's got a trust fund. I'm sure he's not going to have like no access to money.
Well, he still live with Khloe. Where's
No, he moved out and is living with Black Chyna now.
Is that official?
That's what I read multiple places.
So if he's living with her, how long has this truly been going on then? Because it came out in the last week or whatever.
I bet it's all new.
They've probably been planning this forever, and they were sitting in a little cave somewhere, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I think it's all PR. It's all to get its name. Yeah.
Maybe Rob's coming out with a mixtape, and so this
Oh,
is just
no.
getting the hype
No.
up.
Dear Lord, I really hope not.
Yeah.
Lord. Hey, Kanye, new music. What was that reaction?
I just like
Waves.
don't even.
I know. I'm kind of.
I miss Dropout Kanye.
college dropout.
College Dropout.
If I could cop some Yeezys, I'd be his #1 fan. But I still don't have them, so I don't care about him.
Ditto.
Sorry, not sorry.
I think that's about it. What else you guys got? What else did
all
they
I
do
got.
this week? I'm trying to think about Kardashian news in the last week. Cocktails with Khloe, we got that. The Rob thing is huge, but like, who knows?
That's really all we got.
Fingers in the booty.
We already covered that.
Learned about Sterling's take on that.
And yours. We learned about it.
I think more Bobby's opinion than my opinion. I didn't even comment.
I think we should end on that note, really.
Your lack
I
of
think
comments
we've
said
already-
everything. Hey, one of us is red and it ain't me.
hot as
It's
balls
like
in
95 in here, so I'm
It
going to
is.
give that to everybody.
Okay.
Great show.
Hey, I love doing this with you guys.
See you later. I'm hot.
Yeah, I think we hit everything. Apologies for our terrible note taking. One quick note on programming next week. No show. Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
Go Panthers.
we're all out next week unless you want to do a show alone, Nick Grava.
I'll consider it strongly. No. See you in 2 weeks.
So no show. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Social media, Twitter, and all that stuff. Where can they find you?
You guys can find me at Nicholas Grava, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat.
At Iggy Luna.
At Iggy Luna, Instagram. Yeah, she cute. Yeah.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Sterling Cates.
Twitter, Instagram, XOXOCESCA.
I'm on Twitter at Bobby DeMuro. That's it this week. Thanks, guys. We'll see y'all in 14 days.
Woo woo.
Bye.
Bye, Felicia's.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.